KB Ear Neon, I have it right here, and this has got to be one of the most interesting looking IEMs ever. It kind of reminds me of the red pill and blue pill from the Matrix. Yeah, I really like the look of these. So these are a new pair of IEMs from KB Ear, or K-Bear as a lot of people in the Western world like to call them. Now these were sent to me by Keeps Hi-Fi, so I'll link their store and a link to this down below if you're interested. Of course, it doesn't affect my opinion on the IEM. I mean, the IEM is 49 bucks, guys. If you think that I'm bought for $49. Whew, man. But yes, without further ado, let's jump into the unboxing. Welcome to the unboxing of the KB Ear Neon. As you can see here in the front of the box, you get the K-Bear Neon here. I have no clue what that said, unfortunately. I am not Chinese, I'm sorry. It says down here, there's a quote that says, "The vocals hit the soul," which is true. Vocals do hit the soul, and that's very appropriate for this IEM because this is an IEM that is mid-focus. Spoiler alert, it's mid-focus IEM. So down here we have single BA in-ear hi-fi earphones written down here, KB Ear logo up top. In the back, we have the very nice looking picture or artwork of the IEMs here, information on the IEM, some more information down here, and the code or the barcode. Let's unbox that. Inside, you see the IEMs here. Get the red one and the blue one. Here, if you order this pair, there's also the plain color purple one where both of them are purple. I think there's one where both of them are brown. If I'm not mistaken, I'll put pictures up for you guys to see. But I got the red and blue one, which kind of reminds me of the red and blue pill from the Matrix. I think I mentioned that. Here is where you get your accessories. Your wires and tips are gonna live here. Inside here is the case, basically. So let me show you the case. So here's the case for the KB Ear Neon. Standard looking case, to be honest with you. So here's the cable that came with the IEM. These are nice. They're not the best, but they're really nice. I mean, they're nice and heavy. They're not gonna tangle up too easily, and they also don't have any memory. So they don't like stay in shape, if you know what I mean. If you bend them, they're not gonna stay in that shape. They're they're just very nice wires. Look at that, just falls straight down, no memory whatsoever. Here are the IEMs themselves up close. You can see the blue ones right here, the red ones right here. It's very small in your hand, but in your ear, it actually feels big. Like they're similar to the fit of the Etymotics IEMs. For me, these type of fit is either a love it or a hate it. Some of you guys might just hate this fitting altogether. Me personally, I don't mind the fitting as much, although it's not my favorite. I don't prefer it. It's okay, but again, some of you guys who don't like the Etymotic type of fitting, you guys are not like this type of fitting as well. It fits about the same. But on the bright side, they do look really cool. I really like the look of these. Hey guys, Timmy, welcome back to another video on Giz Audio. Today I am in my room. Previously I used another room to film, but we have a guest staying with us right now, so now I'm using my own room to film. So yeah, welcome to the castle of Timmy, the audio castle, if you will, filled with IEMs and headphones, hopes and dreams. So today, of course, we have the KB Ear Neon. Now these, when I first put these on, I noticed right away that, hey, this has kind of a flat signature. And I was thinking, what other IEMs also have flat signature? And the Etymotics come to mind. The ER2 SE, the ER2 XR come to mind. Now, I've not ever tried those before. I did not own them, so I was like, man, I wish I had those to compare with these just to see how close these are, because I know the reputation of the ER2. I know it's ranked pretty highly in terms of quality for the price, and if these were able to be a cheap version of those, I thought it would have been fantastic, right? So since I don't own them, I just went ahead and bought them. Yeah, so I bought these two. It cost me like 200 bucks total. So in summary, to review a $49 IEM, I went and got myself $200 in the hole. just for this guy. So there you go. I'm dedicated to doing my reviews for you guys, all right? Very dedicated. So are these similar to the ER2, and how good are they actually? Let's jump into the bass first. So starting with the bass, this thing is pretty flat. There's not any kind of elevation whatsoever in the bass. There's no boost whatsoever. Sub bass is really non-existent. You don't feel any kind of rumbles or anything at all. Mid bass is there, but again, like I said, it's pretty flat. It's not emphasized at all. So these are 100% not for bass heads, and not really for, I would say, fun listening as well. So if you're listening to like rock, metal, EDM, when you want that big kind of thumpy feeling, these will not do that for you. They're not the type of signature for the fun and exciting. type of listening experience. Now moving on to the mids, these are nice. They're kind of relaxed. I wouldn't say too warm, a slightly bit warm leaning maybe, relaxed and just, easy to listen to, a very kind of calm and soothing and smooth experience in the mids here. The male vocals do sound better than the female vocals simply because in the treble area, which we'll touch on in a little bit here, there's a lot of treble just missing, I guess. Like, if for lack of a better word, it just rolls off and there's not a lot of treble there to add that last bit of female vocals range or octave or whatever. So female vocals don't come across as full or as fulfilling as males' vocals do. Males sound really good off these. Smooth, warm, easy to listen to male vocals, great. Female vocals could use a bit more treble to kind of bring them to life a little bit more, but do they sound good still? Do female vocals still sound relaxing? Yeah, they all sound relaxing. They all sound leaning towards the smooth, lounging in your bed or, on your sofa type of relaxed listening experience. So that's the mids really. It's good, but for me, I do wish it has a little bit more treble, a little bit more of that like upper mid-range like spark to really bring the vocals and a lot of other instruments to life and maybe add some more clarity as well. The clarity on these are, for me, just subpar. It's just all right. It's not the most detailed experience even in the mid-range, so I wish it has that little bit of extra sparkle, that little bit of extra air to really bring the mid-range to life here. Moving on to the treble area, and like I said before, these are quite, I would say, dark. I mean, I don't think it's as dark as the Tanjim Tanya. I think the Tanjim Tanya is darker, but these are leaning towards the dark side. And the thing with dark sounding IEMs is that you're not gonna get the most detailed experience, right? So you're not gonna get those micro details, the macro details. Sometimes it's a little bit fuzzy on these as well. Vocal clarity, also a bit fuzzy on these as well, especially when it comes to female vocals. You don't pick up a lot of details at all, really. So when you're listening to these, you're really listening for the smooth mid-forward experience, the smooth, relaxing male, female vocals, maybe a little bit of jazz would sound really good off of these as well. And that's the kind of experience you're looking for. If you're going into this, looking at the graph, seeing that, oh man, it's a flat signature, maybe is a really detailed, nice, crispy, clean experience like the Etymotics ER2s are, you'd be disappointed because there's really not a lot of details in these. It's pretty subpar in the technical department, but it is smooth. I'm not saying it's bad for not having a lot of details. I'm just saying it's different. It depends on what you want. If you want something smooth, then these might just be for you. If you want something technical, then these are definitely not for you. Moving on to the technical performance of this thing, details and separation. Like I said, again, details a little bit lacking, especially in the micro detail department. You're not going to be able to pick up a lot of the little nuances in the song with these as you would maybe some other IEMs with a more average technical performance. Soundstage on this one is a little bit weird. It's very, I would say, two-dimensional, as in like it's just linear, wide like this, but doesn't have really any depth. I don't mind it. It's not something that I go crazy for, of course. It doesn't excite me, so soundstage-wise, it's just all right. Imaging-wise, it's just all right as well. You can pick out where the instruments are coming from, but you can't really pinpoint exactly in relation to other instruments, but you can just tell which direction they're coming from. And I think for me, for $49, that's plenty good. I'm not gonna complain about that. The soundstage as well, even if I said it's two-dimensional, but hey man, it's $49. You don't really expect like super depth of field, like holographic experience, not that. So with these soundstage and imaging, I would say it's all right. Now on to the comparison time, alternatives. So there's a lot of alternatives at the $49 range, of course, like the Tin T2. It's another great one. Let's talk about Tin T2 first. The Tin T2, which I have right here, the Tin T2's mid-range are great. I would say not as warm and not as sweet and soothing as the KB Ear Neon, but it has more detail, has a lot more treble, you get a lot more clarity. The mids is forward enough to be just intimate and nice to listen to, but again, that clarity, the detail difference between the Tin T2 and the KB Ear Neon is big, it's noticeable. So if you want more details, you want more clarity, you would go with the TNT2. If you want just pure smoothness, you would go for the KB Ear Neon. So that's the difference there. Chop up to preference. For me though, I like the TNT2 more. A bigger comparison, like jumping up like a few grades, would be the ER series. The ER2 SE in particular is a good comparison. The ER2 XR is more of a fun kind of experience, so not really a reference or studio experience. This one, the SE, is the one I want to compare it to, because the SE, even though it goes for $120, it goes on sale extremely often. I was able to get this for only $79, which is very cheap, very cheap for the ER2 SE. It's already a pretty strong IEM at the $120. I think a lot of people agree that the detail retrieval, the technical know-hows of these IEMs, even at $120, plays ball with anything at $200 to $300 mark. So to find this at $80 is insanity, and you can find it too. It's on Amazon for 80 bucks, and if it's not on sale, wait a couple weeks, you know, it will go on sale again. These go on sale very often. And for $80, like I said again, you get around $200 to $300 of technical performance. And for me, if you can catch these on sale, they are 100% better than the KB Ear Neon, but that's only if you want to spend more money, of course. If your budget is $50. If all you can spend is $50, you tell me, Timmy, 50 and that's it, then I would suggest the KB Ear Neon if you're looking for this kind of signature. All right guys, that's it for this video on the KB Ear Neon. What do I personally think of it? What's my final verdict for personal use? For me, I feel like it's very specific use, you know? Like I need to be in that exact mood to listen to these. I need to not want bass, I need to not want treble, I need to only want mid-range. And I don't know if I find myself in that mood too often, so those are not really for me. They're not gonna be my daily driver any day soon. If I want a more mid-forward experience, I would go with something along the line of the TNT2 or the TNT2 Plus. I generally love those signature a lot more. The TNT2 has a lot more treble, so the vocals, the female vocals especially, I listen to female vocals more than males, so the female vocals sparkle and they feel more realistic to me on the TNT2. So for me, in that range for a similar experience, I would pick the TNT2. So yeah, the KB Ear Neon, in conclusion, it's not bad. It's just very specific. If you want that signature, go for that signature. If not, there are other options out there. All right guys, that's it for this video today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you again, Keeps Hi-Fi, for sending me this for review, and check them out, link below. Of course, I'll leave a link to their website and the IEMs down below for you guys if you guys are interested. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.